committee is? Ready? Okay, we'll begin the planning committee meeting of Akron City Council. I'd respectfully request that we get a roll call.
Fusco.
Aye.
Kamer.
Aye.
Connor. Boyes.
Aye.
Hannah.
Aye.
All committee members are present.
Very good. I'd like to request that we accept the minutes of the last meeting.
So move.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Okay, the ayes have it. Is there, we don't have anything that's up for public hearing today. And in terms of the regular list of legislation, going to request time short of any questions or comments. And if you could please read in the first item, also known as item 2 on the new legislation, Sarah Biviano, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Item number 2 is an ordinance authorizing a conditional use to construct an addition to a daycare business center at 1264 Copley Road and declaring an emergency.
Refer and advertise. Item
Item-
3, please.
Item number 3 is a resolution requesting that the City of Akron be included in the City of Akron Highland Square Special Improvement District, approving the petition for creation of the City of Akron Highland Square Special Improvement District, and approving articles of incorporation for the City of Akron Highland Square Special Improvement District Incorporated and declaring an emergency.
Somebody here on this one?
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair and members of council and committee. So this is legislation to pursue the creation of a special improvement district in Highland Square. After speaking with numerous business members there, this work's been championed by the Deputy Director for Economic Development, Sean Volman. He's been working with community representatives, as well as with Councilmember Wilson and the businesses in the district to establish a special improvement district, specifically pursuing additional safety resources for the neighborhood.
Very good. Thank you. Fran Wilson, do you have any comments?
No comments. I think we intend to present maybe more thoroughly next week and take more discussion if that works.
Okay, that's not a problem whatsoever. So is 1 week's time okay?
Yes,
Make it
please.
timely? Okay.
Thank you.
Who's the sponsor on this? Do you want to put your name on?
You are the sponsor, Mr.
Oh,
Chair.
okay. No, I was wondering if you wanted to add your name to
Yes,
this.
if I could have my name added, that would be excellent. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, is there a motion to refer this item?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? The ayes have it. Item number 4.
Item number 4 is an ordinance authorizing the mayor or his designee to, if awarded, accept and expend funds from the 2026 United States Conference of Mayors Dollar-Wise Innovation Grant Award and declaring an emergency.
Good afternoon. We're excited to bring this piece of legislation to you today. Quality childcare is a critically important part of our economy and is an economic driver with a threefold impact across generations. The first level of economic impact occurs among the providers themselves. Child care providers are a vital segment of Akron's small business community, and many lack access to the entrepreneurial support typically available that we talk about through our business assistance providers, many of whom are supported through the city's generosity. The second level of economic impact is felt by employees and the employers who rely on high-quality, consistent childcare, and it is frequently named as a significant obstacle to workforce participation, and instability in care can undermine employee reliability, productivity, and retention. And the third economic impact is an important long-term investment in Akron's future, as preparing children to enter kindergarten ready to learn lays the foundation for lifelong educational success, workforce readiness, and economic mobility. This initiative is the result of Michelle Wardell's hard work. She is the education and health strategist for the city of Akron, and she's here to share a little bit more about this important work.
Very good, Michelle.
Thank you, Susie. Mr. Chair, members of council, thank you for your time today. This legislation asks council to approve the acceptance of a small but strategic grant to help scale the business supports launched in Phase 1 of the Unified Early Learning System and to prepare for Phase 2 of a system implementation through a child care business accelerator. At its core, the Unified Early Learning System is about making sure families can access reliable, high-quality childcare and also make sure parents can work and children arrive at school ready to learn. What we've learned in phase one is exactly what we hypothesized, that none of that can successfully happen if the childcare providers themselves are unstable as small businesses. During phase one, the city and our partners have been designing the full early learning system while piloting foundational supports for providers, particularly those around business coaching, financial readiness, and compliance support. And the early findings are clear. Provider business stability is essential to quality. I say often that I know enough about childcare to know that I don't know enough about childcare. And I also underestimated the state of childcare. And we're learning that through our early findings. And what we know is that these types of business supports can be the prerequisite to later system benefits that we can provide as a community. So partnership in this business accelerator is incredibly important. The city will provide strategy, alignment with workforce and economic development priorities, and coordination with business assistance and entrepreneurship support networks. The Early Childhood Resource Center, which is leading phase one of implementation, will also lead phase two and will be contributing matching funds to the effort. And finally, Elevate Greater Akron, specifically the Opportunity Akron Working Group, is providing matching funds, helping build awareness, and supporting planning for future scale by connecting this work to the broader economic ecosystem. In addition, the city is finalizing a second pro bono contract with Start Early, which is a national firm that helped us in phase one, and they'll help us to accelerate our planning and ensure that phase two is grounded in national best practices while remaining responsive to Akron's local context. Importantly, this grant helps us plan for phase two of the Unified Early Learning System, and we are intentionally designing an overlap in phase one and phase two, so we're building readiness as we go, rather than stopping and restarting. By scaling business supports now, we're creating clear on-ramp for providers to access additional system benefits in the next phase, ensuring that future investments are built on stable, prepared providers. Now, this is a modest grant, but it's highly leveraged, combining U.S. Conference of Mayors dollars with matching funds locally and also the pro bono national expertise. So with that, we respectfully ask that council approve this legislation as soon as possible so that we can get moving and begin the first cohort of the second phase in September. Thank you.
Very good, thank you. The dollar amount is $10,000, correct?
Correct.
Any questions from any committee members? I see Linda Mobian's hand is up.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Rochelle, I share your sentiments. I know enough about childcare to know that I don't know enough about childcare, but I do know that communities that support families provide a lot of help in that area, and this could have a real rolling effect on a lot of things. You know, for those parents that have multiple children, it could help with infant mortality and all those areas that we're struggling with. So I know that communities that take care of their young people, provide a lot to help families. So I think this is great, and I thank you for your work. And it can help but be a part of that other initiative that you are spearheading as well. You put all those together, we're really going in the right direction, I believe. So thank you so much for your work.
Excellent, thank you.
Further questions or comments? Is there a recommendation for suspension of the rules with a favorable report?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Okay, the ayes have it. Thank you. With that, we're adjourned. Is there another one? I'm sorry. 6, digital outdoor Macintosh on I-277.
Are you referring to the item number 1 for Zahan?
Number 1. Okay, let's slow down. let's start all over again, okay? Item number 1 on the regular agenda, we'll start in numeric. Oh, you're good? Okay. Mr. Bolden.
Yeah, this is the, basically the bridge loan for the property at 4401 Zahn Drive for JCI Investments. This is a first step in doing something different in this area that we have never been able to do. I've talked with a couple other councilmen in the past, and they've struggled to get any kind of public funding here. This is basically a property that is 8 buildings, 32 units, that is in maybe about 40% occupancy right now. JCI Investments has been investing and is a very, very good local landlord out of Richfield that basically rents their properties. First of all, takes over properties, fixes them up, puts anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 into every unit they have. They also care about their residents, something that we want to see. The rents are at, I'm going to say at HUD, affordable rates, and they are looking forward to get a hold of these apartments. And this is almost, when you drive past this place, I had no idea how big this section was with these apartments. This is something that is a good first step and hopefully could be a pilot program to keep out-of-state landlords that have the pocketbooks to get a loan, even though it's 40% occupancy, that they can come and do this. This gives us an opportunity to work with a landlord who's going to take care of the property, work with us, and make this, turn these rentals into good units for people, affordable housing in Zahn and Treeside area. So,
Yes.
I do want to thank Planning Director Julian and Helen Tomick and everyone in the planning department that worked on this. This is a unique way to do this, and I really think what Mr. Julian came up with is really an interesting way to help these folks along.
Very good. Mr. Julian?
I don't have much to add here beyond what Councilman Bolden said. I'm excited about this prospect. I think this is a good investment in our housing stock and a good use of public funds. They've got bank financing for the majority of the purchase, and so our piece is a bridge loan that will allow them to complete the purchase later this month, and then begin the process of investing in the vacant units, getting those occupied, getting the cash flows up to get the value up, at which point they'll refinance and pay us back. We're excited about this.
Cool. Any questions or comments? I think it's splendid as well. Fran Wilson, I saw his hand, and then Linda. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Great work. I'm very interested in reading more about this. I just wanted to ask, would it be possible to get a hold and read this contract? I'd like to just understand a little bit more about the logistics of it.
We haven't written the contract yet.
Okay, understood.
But we'll share when we get it all set. Or I can share a high-level overview with you as well.
Yeah, I just wanted to know a little bit more about the mechanics of a bridge loan with the city. I guess I'm interested in learning more about that because it just says contracts in here. It doesn't necessarily stipulate bridge loan. So just wanted to know a little bit more. Thank you.
Very good. Linda Movian?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. And my question is the same. It sounds exciting that we can offer these, but I just want to know more about it, just to see, is this something that we can do more of?
I hope so. That's the goal. Let's figure out the kinks here, and hopefully we can find some money in our CD budget to make this a broader effort.
Is this the first time we've done this?
Exactly like this, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'd certainly like to know more about this and how one becomes eligible for it as well. Thank you.
Very good. Further questions or comments? Suspend the rules? Recommend, is there a motion to suspend the rules with a favorable report?
I'll move.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, the ayes have it. Anything else to come before the committee? Okay, Bruce Bolden.
No, I'm just saying apologies.
Oh, no problem. Very good. Thank you. We're adjourned.
Our next committee today will be the Parks and Recreation Committee, and it will begin at 1:30. Those committee members are Connor, Lombardo, Davis, Hannah, and Boyes. Again, that's the Parks and Recreation Committee, and it will begin at 1:30. Thank you. Okay, it's 1:30 and we're ready to begin the Parks and Recreation Committee meeting. Those committee members are Connor, Lombardo, Davis, Hannah, and Boyes. We do have all committee members present whenever you're ready, Madam Chair.
Thank you so much. May I have a motion to pass the minutes from the last meeting?
So moved.
Second. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. We have no legislation coming before us today, but we do have a special guest. I'd like to introduce Bridget Ambrusco from Akron Parks Collaborative to bring us up to date on the Akron Parks Challenge.
Thank you, Chair Connor and committee, for having me. I am grateful to be able to give an update on the challenge, and I wanted to give a quick update on our strategic plan as well. So we underwent our very first strategic plan back in 2020, beginning then, so it took us a few years. And that ended in 2025, so we have an updated plan that we've built on the first one. So very quickly, these are our priorities. This is really, kind of high level that we are providing high quality, sustainable programs and services. And our main programs that we've identified are the support of our Parks Friends groups, the Akron Parks Challenge, Nature in Our Neighborhoods, which we started with the City of Akron last year to establish city meadows throughout the parks in Akron. Really looking at our equity decision-making framework and trying to use some data that is objective, and also really honing in on some of the metrics to measure the support that, or the impact that we're having in our parks. Strategic priority 2 is building our financial strength and stability as an organization, sort of typical building sound fiscal practices, which this is more of a continuation, increasing our revenue and our fundraising program. And that's kind of what came out of this planning process, is a real need to focus more on that fundraising arm as a nonprofit organization to bring in additional funds to support our operations, build capacity, as well as bring in additional capital funds into our parks from private sources. Strategic priority 3 is kind of growing people's awareness of us, which has grown over the last 7 years. It's making sure that throughout the city, people are aware of who we are, what we do, what we can do to help support our parks, and kind of bringing more capacity, more community engagement into our parks. Improving our brand identity and visibility through all of the networks of social media and that type of thing. And then storytelling, which is really just trying to, take and package these wonderful stories we hear from the people that are impacted by the challenge parks especially, and trying to translate that so people really can understand how important our parks are to people's daily lives. And then the fourth one is just really this growth internally of our board and our staff. So the reason that I'm here today, though, so thank you for allowing me to do that very quickly, is just to give an overview of what the process is. So each year we try to just tweak things a little bit, lessons learned, try to make it better. And so this year we are doing it a little bit different. As last year, we're just asking people to give their name, email, address, and the park that they support. And that's all that we're asking people to do by February 23rd. So right now it's open. Tell people in your ward if they have a park that they want to support, that they should get their info in. It takes probably 5 minutes or less. And then we're going to take that park list and review it internally with the city. So talking to the planning department, the recreation bureau, et cetera, just to make sure that there's there's nothing that conflicts with that park getting the challenge before we move them to the next level. So if there's already plans or, there's a water project coming through or what have you, it might not be a good year for them. We want to know that up front. And then we're holding, with all of those people that submitted, a workshop, basically, on March 4th. We'll have a backup date, too, but basically what we'll do is they'll learn the process of how to submit the application, but we will also pair them with others that applied for the same park. So we've done that in the past. We learned very early on that we'll have multiple applications for the same park. Instead of really kind of externalizing that and having people figure that out for themselves, we're going to bring them to a workshop, introduce them to each other if they don't already know each other, and help them form a friends group up front, as well as put the application together. And then during that, they'll be given the application then, and then we will have workshops again individually with each group. So those will be sessions just one-on-one with us, with the application due on April 3rd. Sorry, April 6th. And then at that point, our board will be reviewing the applications. I'm happy to share at a later point. I can send out the rubric once it's complete. But we're putting in things this year that are data-driven for equity, and we're still kind of working that out. But we'll have our board does very regimented numbering, and then at that point, we will have 2 finalists from those rubrics, and we'll do site visits. And then after that is when we select our one park on April 15th. So that is our process this year. We're excited that we got to start a little bit early, and that means that we get to select a little earlier. It used to be around June 1st. But this will really let us get moving quickly with the communities and have a little bit more time in the warmer months to engage people that are using our parks. And that is what I have today, and I'd be happy to answer any questions if anybody has any.
Any questions from committee members?
Thank you, Ms. Chair. Question about the information session on March 4th. Is that a virtual or an in-person? And if in-person, where will that be?
So that is a great question. It is in person, and I believe it's at Firestone Park Community Center. So we'll get that information out.
Thank you. Thank you, Bridget, for what you do. So by starting early and the park is selected, April, I thought, then would work start maybe in June or July in those parks, or it doesn't happen that quick?
Oh, it does not happen that quick.
Yeah.
So the first thing we do is the community engagement. So as you know, like with Waters Park this year, that's the point that we're at. It's a really good question. So we work very closely with the core team that applied for it to design a way to get the information to the rest of the community and really test some of their ideas to the rest of the community. So it isn't until, sometimes it takes up to 2 years to really see any work start. Yep.
Any questions by other council members? Any comments? Myself, I'll just say it's been a delight. I love watching Parks Collaborative grow. We were fortunate that Reservoir Park was one of the first parks, and then Jewett Park came a little later. We're doing a little bit of work with a park in Middlebury Run right now. So lots of great work, and the transformation of a neighborhood park changes an entire neighborhood. So keep up the great work. We'll look forward to working with you and get your residents to submit every park. So if every park in the city gets nominated, we're sure to get a couple really good winners. So.
Right, and you know, I didn't say it, but because we are doing this process with bringing them in, we really want them to know that just because they don't get if they don't get the challenge this year, it doesn't mean we don't want to support them. That's why we want them to establish a friends group so they get into the mix of the work we're doing across the city with all of the friends groups. So thank you for that.
And let me add, for those of you who don't know the friends group, Most of the parks have one, and it's to create the continuity of care. So your friends groups not only host events in those parks, they also help keep the park up. Spring cleaning dates, trash pickups, helping get the word out about events and activities, and they really are a crucial part of the sustainability of the park. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank
We'll
you for
look
the
forward to
time.
seeing you soon.
Thanks.
And with that, we're adjourned.
Our next committee meeting today will be the Public Service, Public Utilities, and Green Committee, and it will begin at 2 o'clock. Those committee members are Kamer, McKittrick, Wilson, Bolden, and Lombardo. Again, that's the Public Service, Public Utilities, and Green Committee, and it will begin at 2 o'clock. Thank you. It's 2 o'clock, and our next committee meeting of the day is the Public Service, Public Utilities, and Green Committee. Those committee members are Kamer, McKittrick, Wilson, Bolden, and Lombardo. We do have all committee members present whenever you're ready, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Sarah. I'd like to move forward and call the public service meeting to order, please. We do have 2 pieces of legislation in front of us today, and we do have minutes to approve from last week. If I can get those approved.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor of the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, well, thank you. Our first piece, if Sarah could read that in, please.
The first piece in this committee is item number 5. It's an ordinance authorizing the Director of Public Service or his designee to enter into a contract or contracts without the formality of publicly advertising for bids with Envirotech Services, LLC, for the purchase of de-icing agents for use during the snow and ice season and declaring an emergency.
Thank you, Sarah. I see we have our service director with us today, Chris Little. Chris.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of committee. Yes, this legislation will allow us to purchase 50,000 gallons of Apex C, which is a agent that we add to our brine solution. Obviously, I think all of you know we make our own brine. We have a couple brine makers where we take rock salt and just use regular potable water, and we mix the two to make our brine. So this allows this mixture to go down below 0. We mix this Apex 15% to 85% of our brine, and we've really improved our operations in the last probably 18 months, where all our trucks have saddle tanks where we apply this mixture right to the rock salt as we were putting it down. What we did in last week's storm was we started on Friday and we just applied the brine to the streets, including the residential streets, before the snow hit. So I think we saw the effectiveness of this with this mixture down on the pavement before the snow came, that it helped us open up all those streets. It hasn't been above freezing, as you could see, since well before last week's storm. That little dusting we had yesterday, we really didn't have to put any more product down. As soon as the sun came out, all the roads opened right back up. So we find this tool so much better. It's a biodegradable tool, this mixture. We wanted to make sure we were putting something down that was environmentally friendly, and it helps us reduce our salt. Before we did this, we were doing a lot of pre-treating with rock salt, and as you know, as the rock salt comes out of the spreaders, it bounces and scatters, as we should say, so it hits the ground and kind of bounces off. So this allows us to pre-treat the roads and treat the roads as the storm is going on. So with that, I'll take any questions.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. I'll start with committee members. If there's any committee members that have questions or comments, I see Councilman Fran Wilson.
Hi, thank you, Chair. Thank you, Mr. Luddle. Just 2 quick questions. Do you know the funding source on this?
It's the street cleaning assessment.
Street cleaning assessment? Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
And then I just wondered where the current levels of inventory were at. Is this more of a, an emergency situation, or is this?
No, I think this is, we can store the 50,000 gallons on site, so we are getting low. This has been extremely, we thought our original would get us through this year, but with it starting to snow as early as Thanksgiving, I could tell you, I think last year, we've already got about 40 inches of snow this year. So other than that big one, we've had a couple here and there, and Friday they're talking 1 to 3. So this is another, so we are getting low. Yes, we need to purchase this Apex. It helps us reduce our salt too, obviously.
Thank you, and thank you for your team service as well. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. We see Councilwoman Omobian.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Is this friendlier to the roads, Chris?
Yes, it's less corrosive, not only to the roads, but also to our equipment. That's a great question. So yes, when you have that, we used to use calcium, or we used what, you remember we used to use the bead heat, the purple stuff. This is a lot less corrosive than that, and it allows us to work down to lower temperatures.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Any other questions or comments? I still have Councilwoman on my screen. Let's see. Sarah, does anyone else have any questions or comments?
I don't see any other hands raised.
All right, thank you. Chris, what's your pleasure on this?
Consent's fine, sir.
Motion for consent.
Second.
All in favor of consent, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, thanks. Next piece, please.
Item number 6 is an ordinance determining to proceed with the improvement of Home Avenue from 100 feet north of Independence Avenue to 950 feet south of Talmadge Avenue by paving, grading, constructing and reconstructing curbs, concrete sidewalks and driveway approaches, and installing roof drain pipes and declaring an emergency.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of committee. This is the last piece of legislation we've had before this committee. There's been previous pieces of legislation. This is the last piece. This is the assessment notice to proceed piece. A few months back, you remember back, I think in December, there was a piece allowing us to start the assessment process, which we did. All the property owners were mailed their estimate of their assessment. There were no objections, so no hearing was held. So we are ready to move forward with the project. As stated, this is just south of the Home Avenue Bridge, and it goes all the way to Independence. So we're going to remove all the concrete pavement and then reinstall an asphalt roadway. We'll have to build it up with different layers. You know, you have the intermediate course, and then you have the top course of asphalt, just like when we build a new road. So this project will advertise probably in about 3 weeks, and then we plan to start this project in the spring to early summer.
Thank you. Any questions or comments for Mr. Luddle? Councilman Lombardo?
Thank you. Mr. Luddle, so with this going on, this is great. How does the city kind of coordinate? I know Caldwell Falls Avenue is scheduled for resurfacing and painting and all that. So, and you know, you got Main Street, you know, which is all, you know, good things when it's said and done. But as far as getting around town, like this project, you said when it's going to start. I mean, I would imagine it's 5, 6, 7 months. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a full season. So they will do half the roadway and keep 1 lane in each direction. So they'll maintain traffic throughout the project.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Caldwell Falls Avenue will be, you know.
Caldwell Falls Avenue, they resurface at the end of the year. So the work that you're going to see coming up is mostly just, you know, they'll be working on all the curb ramps. So we're going to comply with all the ADA curb ramps. Mm-hmm. That traffic will be maintained throughout the project. There will be no road closures to do that.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Any other questions or comments for Mr. Luddle? Councilman Fran Wilson.
Thank you, Chair. Just a quick question. There's no funding attached to this particular piece of legislation, correct?
Funding?
Yeah. That section, the part 2 of the UCR, typically it's filled in with yes or no. I just wanted to flag the clerical situation on the UCR.
Yeah, there should be we'll get you that, but yeah, there's definitely funding sources for that.
Okay, yeah, it's currently blank in part 2.
Yeah, I didn't even catch that, but yeah, we have, I think there was no funding source on this piece because it's just a notice to proceed, but we can get you the past legislation that had all the funding sources on it.
I understood, yeah, there's no amount listed on part 2, so, yeah.
Yeah, the total project, I believe, was, the total project was $3.3 million. So we'll get you the funding sources. Yep.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. Any other questions or comments from anyone on the committee or online with us? Okay, I don't see any. Chris, what are you looking at?
Consent's fine.
Okay.
Motion for consent.
So moved.
Thank you. I have a motion and a second. All in favor of consent, say aye.
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 Anybody opposed? All right. Well, thank you. That was our 2 pieces in front of us today. Nothing else. We are adjourned.
Our next committee today will be the Public Safety Committee, and it will begin at 2:15. Those committee members are McKittrick, Kamer, Lombardo, Hannah, and Garrett. Again, that's the Public Safety Committee, and it will begin at 2:15. Thank you. Okay, it's 2:15, and our next committee meeting of the day is the Public Safety Committee. Those committee members are McKittrick, Kamer, Lombardo, Hannah, and Garrett. Looks like Councilman Garrett is joining us remotely. If we want to give him a moment to, it looks like he's joining video now. You do have a quorum if you're ready, Mr. Chair.
Okay, Clerk Viviano, I appreciate that. I'd like to call public safety to order. We have previous minutes to approve. If I get a motion in a second.
So move.
Second?
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you. We have a piece that's been on the regular agenda for a while. We continue time with that. We'll request time this evening. We have 3 other pieces that come before public safety today. 7, 8, and 9. 9 has a substitute. They came in, but we'll start here with number 7. Ordinance authorizing the mayor as a designee to, if awarded, accept and expend an award from the State of Ohio Office of Criminal Justice Services under the State of Ohio Violent Crime Reduction Grant Program and declaring an emergency. Captain, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Appreciate it. Yes, this is for the 2026 OCJS Violent Crime Reduction Grant. It's a competitive grant with 1 year. We did apply for just over $340,000. The funding will be for police personnel and community relations to conduct over 240 hours of community outreach. Funding for the Anti-Violence Bureau in their efforts of violent crime reduction to include crime analyst and drone unit support to their AVB. And there's also 3 sub-award recipients included on this through the city partnerships. The first is the DOPE program, Project Ujima, and the Akron Boxing Academy will all be included on that grant.
So, thanks for that information. I know that there's some other grants that we've not been able to get of late, and I'm just wondering, are you optimistic about this one?
We are optimistic. Again, it is a competitive grant. We've put a lot of effort into this one, so hopefully, fingers crossed, we do get it.
Okay, very good. Are there any questions from any committee members or any other council members? Council Representative Wilson.
Thank you, Chair. Just a quick question, maybe I misheard. Did you say drone support?
Drone support, when the Anti-Violence Bureau goes out, the use of the drone and the pilots for that program also.
Okay,
yes.
understood. And then if I may, one more. The personnel overlap is specific to personnel working on violence prevention.
Correct. It's all Violence Prevention, Violent Crime Act. That does have to do with the AVB, Anti-Violence Bureau.
Thank you.
Thanks for those questions. Are there any other questions from committee members or council members?
Mr. Chair, Councilwoman Amobian has her hand raised.
I couldn't
Here
see
she
that
is.
there.
Thanks.
Councilwoman Amobian.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Did I hear you say something about outreach efforts with this particular grant?
Yes, this is also 240 hours of outreach hours through our community relations. That includes officers and supervisors that will be involved in those programs.
Okay. Do you have any, can you talk more about what those efforts entail? We're not talking about ward meetings, we're talking about other things?
It's other things, and just a few that we've done in the past are some of the peace circles, the community engagement through our training facilities, our community training engagement also.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks, Councilwoman. Are there any other questions from committee members or council members? Not seeing any. What's your pleasure?
Just consent, please.
Okay. Is there a motion from the committee?
Motion for consent.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion for consent. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. We will get that on the consent agenda. Clerk Viviano, would you mind reading in the next piece? My iPad went down here.
Sure. Item number 8 is an ordinance authorizing the mayor or his designee to enter into a contract or contracts with the City of Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio, without the formality of advertising for bids for the use of its training center and firing range by the City of Akron Police Department and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. Captain?
This is for a renewal of last year's. This is for the second year, and this is for just over $36,000. This is for the use of their Cuyahoga Falls Police Department's range. We use that for basic academies, general department training, and the SWAT team. And again, this is the second part of the second year of the 2-year deal.
Okay, very good. I know in the past, Summit County's range was used as well. Does the department still use their range?
We still
from
use
time to
theirs,
time?
but there's some closer resources through Cuyahoga Falls and an indoor facility at that location for inclement weather, like we're currently seeing.
So that's kind of taken the place of the old indoor range at the university then?
It has, yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, very good, okay. I've not seen the new, their facility yet. Maybe I'll take a chance to get over there and check it out.
okay.
Are there any questions from committee members? Councilman Lombardo, sir.
Yeah, just curious, where is the firing range at, location?
It is on the, I can't give the exact address of it, I don't have it written down right now. It's on the northern side of Cuyahoga Falls, up towards Route 8.
Okay, just curious.
Thanks, Councilman. Any other questions from council members, committee members at all? What's your pleasure on this, sir?
Suspension of the rules on that one, sir. We need to use it pretty quickly.
Yeah, probably starting especially this time of year. Can we get a motion for suspension of the rules?
Yes, I'll make that motion to suspend the rules with a favorable
second?
report.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Okay, we'll get that before council for suspension of the rules this evening.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Okay, number 9, I had stated there is a substitute for this. It's a resolution expressing condolences to the family of Alex Preddy, calling for a full, transparent, and independent investigation into his death, affirming the City of Akron's commitment to due process, civil rights, and human dignity, and urging the pursuit of public safety policies that protect life and uphold constitutional values, and declaring emergency. Mr. Garrett, you're the sponsor on this, sir.
Thank you, Chair, for the opportunity. Several constituents around the city have approached me in reference to the tragic death of Nurse Alex, who cared for our veterans. So many veterans that were receiving care from this gentleman. He was just out protesting the ideal of a young lady being mistreated and just trying to stand up for everyday citizens. His valiant efforts not only affected our veterans, but he carried out and tried to help everyday citizens. It's my hopes that we can offer condolences to him, his family. He passed, but only his family. And then also I've reached out to counterparts in the city as well, offered them our support and condolences, and hope that our city can offer just our support for what they're going through as well. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Councilman. Are there any comments or questions from any committee members? Any other council members? Okay, seeing none, what's your pleasure on this, Councilman?
I'd like to have it pass, please, and we're looking for declaring an emergency, please.
Okay, is there a motion by the committee?
Do you want suspension of the rules?
Suspension of the rules, please.
I'll make a motion to suspend the rules.
A second.
There's a motion and a second for suspension of the rules. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay. All right. Thank you, Councilman, and we'll get that before council this evening.
Thank you, Chair.
I don't believe there's anything else to come before public safety. We will be adjourned.
Our next committee will be the Budget and Finance Committee, and it will begin at 3 o'clock. Those committee members are Lombardo, Amobian, Fusco, Boys, and Bolden. Again, that's the Budget and Finance Committee, and it will begin at 3 o'clock. Thank you.
We're going to do that.
Okay.
We're ready to begin the Budget and Finance Committee. Those committee members are Lombardo, Amobian, Fusco, Boyes, and Bolden. We have all committee members present except for Councilman Fusco. Whenever you're ready, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Sarah. First off, welcome to the Budget and Finance Committee meeting, and we have to approve minutes from our last meeting. If I get a motion for that.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Very good. All right, we do have one piece of legislation here that I will read in, and that is an ordinance authorizing the mayor or his designee to enter into a contract or contracts with Motorola Solutions without the formality of advertising for bids to replace and deploy next-generation portable communication radios for the Akron Fire and Akron Police Departments and declaring emergency. And we have Mr. Wheeler here to speak on this. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the committee. Today we are bringing forth this legislation which will allow us to enter into a contract with Motorola for the purchase of radios for both the police and fire departments. There is going to be approximately 553 that are for the police department and 220 for the fire department. We are going this route and presenting it here as we are obtaining state pricing through Ohio buys, and there is a lease agreement with Motorola that would be a 5-year lease and defers payment until January of 2027. On top of that, it is a 0% interest loan for the first 3 years, and then 4.33 in the final 2 years, with interest totaling about $161,000. The full amount of the lease is $6,433,715. If there's any questions about specifics, we do have members from both police and fire here, Deputy Chief McCosey, Deputy Chief Pascal, and District Chief Reedy. So with that, I will turn it over.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll start off with the need for this is because the other ones are outdated.
That is correct.
Lease is up.
So they are outdated radios, and they're getting past their useful life. The ones that have expired, they don't even really make parts for anymore, so we kind of have to maintain them in-house, is my understanding.
Yeah.
This piece will allow us, as part of the warranty, it guarantees the parts for 10 years, or maintenance for 10 years, and parts for an additional 5, so effectively a 15-year warranty. And we believe at this point it is appropriate to bring both police and fire together so everyone is on the same network with the same communication tools.
Definitely makes sense. Makes sense. So we'll start off questioning with members of the committee. I saw your hand first. You want to go her? That's fine. Councilwoman Tina Boyce.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My question is in reference to the 2 years of interest. That seems like a significant hit on the budget for 2 years. Like, how are we positioned to be able to absorb that then versus now?
So they've structured the deal such that there's no interest for the first 3 years, and then, the interest would only be on the final 2 years. So it's, the way they've structured the rate, I believe that the rate is probably a little higher than what you would have on a 5, but then because they're forgiving the first 3 years, it ends up kind of blending out to be the same as if it was just financed under a 5-year rate.
So, yeah, that's fine, yeah. Councilman Fran Wilson.
Kind of overlapping, but maybe a little exterior. I noticed the fire radio was on the original, December 16th, 2026 capital budget plan, and then it was not included in the most recent update. So I just wanted to ask about that overlap.
Correct, and that was because we were still kind of working out the terms of how this was going to work, and because it was structured such that there are no payments until 2027, this will be included in the IT4 budget and / capital budget for next year.
Councilwoman Linda Amobian.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I guess I'm curious, why are we not bidding a $6-point-some million?
Because we are utilizing Ohio buys, so it's state contract pricing, and because they are contracting on behalf of the state of Ohio as a whole, we get better pricing as a result.
I see.
So in a sense, it was already bid at the state level, and that's what the state bids a number of these things out. They get pricing, and then municipalities, utilize that state pricing that the state has negotiated in order to get that, that kind of bulk pricing.
Okay. Who are we currently using? What brand?
It is Motorola right now. Yeah.
Oh, same one. Okay. Now, how many exact radios are you getting? How much?
773 radios, I believe. The quantity, correct?
Right. So 553 and 220?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, and so we won't be hearing about this again for 5 years?
Much longer than that, we hope. We're hoping at least 10 to 15.
Okay. Okay.
Well, with technology, it seems like, that would be great, but how long did the previous radio system communication last?
The previous radios, we actually distributed them in 2015, so we got 10 years out of them, but at this point, they're out of service life and no longer supported. So we're not even able to reprogram them for software updates or any of that.
No, this makes...
It's also my understanding, and maybe, police and fire can speak to this, that these new radios do have some capabilities that the existing ones do not. So that
Yeah,
it is an improvement in technology.
I'm sure. By now, yeah. Thank you.
Awesome.
I just had two
Sure,
quick additional,
go
if that's all right. Would it be possible to get a hold of that contract?
When you say contract, do you mean the Ohio Buys contract or the lease agreement?
Both.
Yes.
Thank you. And then if I may, and it overlaps with the contractual, items, but I was talking with fire a little bit before this, but police and fire are both encrypted, correct? Is encryption included in the contractual obligations and details here as well? Or is that just a choice that the departments make after the purchase?
As I recall, and I think these guys can speak to this better than I can, I think that is a state, as I recall, there was a state legislation that was passed that required the encryption of those devices. So yes, that's incorporated into the technology of the radio.
Yeah, I'd be curious to hear, break up by department, how that works. I don't know if, I know that's a broad question, but just interested in an encryption with the radios, and whether that's necessary.
Well, okay. Any other questions from committee members or other council members? Oh, sorry. I didn't see Councilman Brad McKittrick.
Thank you. Thanks, Councilwoman. Thanks, Mr. Lombardo. Just curious, you're talking lease, so is this lease for more than 5 years, or?
No, it is a 5-year lease, and we retain ownership at the end.
Okay, so it would transfer at that point?
Yes.
Okay. So with the lease at the beginning, what's the advantage of leasing at the beginning? Is it because it's the deferred interest, or?
I mean, it's essentially financing the radios.
So it's paid over
we
a
could have
period of time.
either, we're doing it through, the package that was proposed by Motorola. We could have also purchased the radios and issued our own bonds in order to finance the cost of it as well.
It just sounds more responsible in this.
Yeah,
this
it was because of the package that was put together.
Okay, all right, thanks very much.
Awesome. So, what is your pleasure this afternoon?
So there is some timing that is involved with this. We are respectfully requesting suspension of the rules, please.
Sure. Can I get a motion to suspend the rules, please?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? There you go. I didn't even vote. Aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for everything you do. And with that, our meeting is adjourned.
That is our final committee meeting of the day. Council will meet in regular session at 6:30. Thank you.